Hello friends, welcome to Bonaventures, the Inspired Learners platform. My name is Dr. Stuamba and this is Brother Son Podcast, episode B5. Today we have Brother Reuben, who is currently a student of theology at Jordan University College. We are going to have him present on the topic, Faith in the Digital Square, the transformation of the popular devotions in the age of social media. So, straight away, welcome Brother Reuben and take lead of the stage.
Thank you, brother, for the nice welcome. Good evening to all.
Good evening.
I will come here to dig into our discussion, into our topic that we have had from the chief of organizer. Then our topic is about faith in the digital square, that the transformation of popular devotions in the age of social media. So we shall have an introduction, then we shall go just to see a little bit of a historical background of the topic that we have today. Then we shall dig on, like, to clarify some terms or definition of terms. Then we shall go direct to the transformation itself at the hinge or the door of our topic. So without wasting much of our time, let us begin our discussion. Religion has never existed in isolation from the cultural, social, and have continually adapted their modes of expression to new forms of communication, from oral proclamation to the handwritten manuscript to the printing presses, radio, and television. In the contemporary era, however, the emergence of a digital technology and social media has inaugurated a radically new environment for religious life. This environment, often described as a digital square, as our core topic that we are going to discuss, and has become primary space where belief is expressed, shared, contested, and lived. Within this evolvement context of popular devotion, long rooted in embodied communal practice and local traditions, are undergoing significant transformations, as we are going to see what kind of this transformation that we are going to attend from the digital square about popular devotion. Popular devotions such as Rosary, the Stations of the Cross, novenas, Marian pilgrimage, and veneration of saints have historically played a crucial role in shaping the faith life of ordinary believers. These practices have served as a bridge between the official liturgy of the church and every daily life. Digital mediation shaped the popular devotion that we are discussing today. What is gained and what is lost when devotion moves from sacred space to screen spaces? And then, can a digital devotion remain authentic, communal, and spiritual fruitful? So with these three questions that we have had, they are going to be answered on our discussion today. This very topic that we have argues that the digital age has not destroyed popular devotions, but has profoundly transformed them, expanding their reach while also introducing new challenges concerning authenticity, embodiment, authority, and commercialization. How? By examining the historical development of popular devotions. So, my friend, by which sense? By defining key terms and engaging scholarly reflections from the theology, sociology, and media studies that we enable us to understand this topic that seek to offer a critical understanding of faith in a digital square. Ultimately, it contends that the church is called not merely to tolerate digital devotion, but to discern, to guide, to evangelize within it, ensuring that the popular devotions remain pathways to the genuine encounter with God and the communion with the church. So studying all this kind of a topic that we have today is to make us that we are able to communicate with our Creator, praying a rosary, having a way of the cross. It will remind us in a which sense that we communicate to our God. So there are some people who cannot be there physically, but they can attend this one via social media and they're able to participate it effectively. So now from this introductory parts, we are going to discuss a little bit of a historical background of popular devotions as a changing media, popular devotion in the pre-modern church. Historically, popular devotions emerged as an expression of faith among the Christian people, often arising organically from the local context rather than from an official ecclesiastical legislations. So these popular devotions are not just coming from the very church, the high church or whatever. They are coming from the people, the ordinary people. They initiate it and then it becomes popular and it becomes known to the entire world through these medias like what we have today. This is the platform. Some are listening us from the outer world, the other sides. Others are in Mexico, they're in Italy, whatever they are, but they're able to hear us and discuss together with us through this very media that we have. In the early church, devotions to martyrs, pilgrimage to the holy sites, and prayer at the tombs developed alongside the form of a liturgy. People gather and pray. But nowadays, people participate through media, through this digital platform. During the medieval periods, I think around 500 to 1300, popular devotion flourished through the practice such as rosary, Eucharistic adoration, for example, the perpetual adoration that is done in many places. Flourished through the practice of rosary, I have said, Eucharistic adoration, passion plays, Marian feast. All this will respond to the pastoral needs of a largely illiterate populations. Those who are not aware about it, but they're able to engage and participate effectively and have a lively faith that they build from what they are hearing from the people or from those who are presenting like what I am doing today. The church has consistently recognized the value of these devotions, while also cautioning against the excesses. So something has to be in a moderation. When you begin something about devotions, it means you have to inquire from the church so that you may be given the guidelines to perform or to do in the norms of the church. The Second Vatican II Council reaffirmed this balance, teaching that the popular devotion should be harmonized with the liturgy and lead the faithful towards it rather than praises it. I will just infer this one from the Sacrosanctum Concilium number 13. I will read for you so that you may be able to internalize it and understand what we are discussing is from the very source of a document from the church. The Sacrosanctum Concilium number 13 says, popular devotions of a Christian people are warmly commended, provided they accord with the laws and norms of the church. Such is especially the case with the devotion called for by the Apostolic See. Devotion proper to individual churches also have a special dignity if they are conducted by the mandates of the bishops in accord with the customs or books lawful approved. So whatever is initiated by the Christians, so anybody, individual, it has to be authentized by the bishop or the local bishop of a given diocese to be given a value to be known by people. Take an example. We celebrate Virgin Mary of Guadalupe. It is known by the entire world. Saint Bernadette of Lourdes in France, it is known because it has been officiated by the church. Then you have in Rwanda, all these have been kept by the church, and people, they always go there for pilgrims. Nevertheless, this devotion should be so drawn up that they harmonize with the liturgical seasons, accords with the sacred liturgy, and in some fashion derived from it and lead the people to it, since the liturgy, by its very nature, far surpasses any of whatever has been inaugurated or initiated by the society or by the individuals within the church. Now, after having this kind of historical background that we have had, now we are going to define terms that are contained or obtained from our topic. The first one is the popular devotions. What does it mean when we say about popular devotions? Popular devotion means or refers to a religious practice that arises from the faith and the culture of the Christian people, rather than from the official liturgical rites of the church. So there are individual devotions that are coming from the very Christian that we have within our Catholic Church. They have their own pious things, and this is recognized by the church. When it is really worthy to be done and to be conducted in the church, it is allowed. According to the Director on Popular Piety and Liturgy, these devotions expresses the religious sense of the people, that people they belong, people they want to move, people they want to engage, to know God, to communicate with their Creator. Hello?
Yes. Yeah, continue, brother. Continue, brother.
So we continue.
Yeah.
Then all this kind of a definition that we have had of popular devotion.
You can take better from me. Okay, continue, brother. Continue, brother Reuben.
The definition that we have had from the popular devotion is coming from the Congregation of the Divine Worship that was discussed by the late Pope Benedict XVI not Pope Benedict, Pope John Paul II in 2001. Example of this kind of popular devotions are rosary, novenas, pilgrimages, and devotion to the saints. It has been done, and it's really happening in the church. People are doing this one oftenly via social media, this kind of a digital platform. And we have had this one from the Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok. We are able to see how people are doing this devotion, popular devotions in many areas in the world. And we are able also to participate, not physically, but using this media that we have nowadays because of this technology, the advancement of science and technology. Another terminology that we wish to define today is the digital square. What does it mean? Digital square is a metaphor for online public spaces. I repeat this. Digital square means a metaphor for online public spaces, such as social media platforms, websites, messaging applications, where social interaction, identity of information or formation, and public discourse take places. We know the aspects or kind of a dialogue that we are doing today here is a platform that we have. You are able to hear me. I'm in the caption community, but I'm able to communicate to you, and you are listening to me. This is because of this very science, the digital square that we have today, to transmit that this very faith that we understand, that it may enable us to communicate to our Creator. It was said by Pope Benedict, who described that digital environment as a new agora, where faith must be present and articulated. We are doing kind of articulation of faith here. We are trying to transmit faith through this very media that we have. That is by the late Pope Benedict XVI in 2013. Then from there, we have another definition, which is social media. What does it mean? It is known to each one of us. But particularly social media refers to the digital platforms that enables users to create, share, and interact with a content in real time. Examples include Facebook, include this one we have today, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, and Twitter. These platforms reshape religious communication by privileging visual content. As I've said, my friends in Christ Jesus, that we are able to hear from each other by this kind of a participation. You are not together with me, I'm here alone in my room, but I'm able to transmit this kind of knowledge to you as a way that we are able to participate together. The time when you reach, you may be asking questions and the kind of interaction that we are going to have. I've said that these platforms reshape what? Religious communication by privileging visual content, emotion, resonance, and rapid dissemination. Dear friends, after hearing the introduction, the background of our very topic that we have, and the three terminologies, the digital square, popular devotion, and social media, we are going to hear a certain aspect, which is the media and the religious expressions, from print to screen. We can put a video here, you hear me speaking. So from typing things, now we are able to communicate orally. So now we are going to understand this kind of a media in the religious expressions. The transformation of popular devotion cannot be separated from the evolution of communication technologies. My friends, we cannot transmit this very knowledge of popular devotion, praying rosary, having a way of the cross, without the communication via technologies. You are able to hear this kind of a knowledge because we have this platform. The invention of the printing press enables the mass production of prayer books, devotion manuals, and the holy images, democratizing access to the religious practice. Later, radio and television introduced new forms of mediated religiosity, such as televised masses. So there is a kind of a shift from a printing press. Now we have televisions. We are able to listen from each other by observing others that are speaking via social media, as we have said, WhatsApp videos, Facebook videos. We communicate, and we are able to transmit this popular devotion from places all over the world, such as televised masses and radio rosaries, especially for the sick and the homebound. They are those who cannot participate in the church. Maybe in the month of May and the month of October of our Mother Mary, we have a beautiful rosary that we also recite every day for a month. There are those who cannot even move, but they participate with us. How? It's by this platform that we have, the WhatsApp, via televisions, TikTok, or Facebook. Social media, however, represents a qualitative shift rather than a mere extension of a previous media. Unlike the early technologies, social media is interactive. Friends in Christ, we are doing kind of an interaction, interrogare. We move together by asking questions, like interviewing each other in order to understand this. So we participate in any angle by transmitting or transformation of this platform of a popular devotions, others at home, others in the school, churches, but we are able to participate together. Unlike the early technologies, I have said, the social media, as it is interactive, decentralized, participatory, and algorithm-driven. This shift profoundly affects how devotion is created. Not only created but shared, not only shared but interpreted, allowing ordinary believers to become content creators and spiritual influencers, as our brother Datif Tumombe, the way he's doing for us. He has brought something good for us, and we are able to preach, to send various messages to the people, and they are able to hear, and they are transformed. After the time, they have integrated the aspects of life, and they engage themselves, and they are able to communicate to their creator. My dear friends, after hearing the concept of a media and the religious expression, let us now go to the core of our topic. The core of our topic is the transformation of popular devotions in a digital age. Remember, our topic is faith in a digital square as a transformation of popular devotions in the age of the social media. Now the core of our discussion is the transformation of popular devotions in the digital age. So we are going to discuss various points here that depict or testify our discussion of today. One of the points is digitalization and accessibility of devotion. I repeat, digitalization and accessibility of devotion. How? One of the most significant transformation of popular devotion in the digital age, it is the unique or groundbreaking accessibility. What does it mean? Devotions that were once limited to a specific places or times are now available globally and continuously. As I gave you an example of the devotion that is there in France of Bernadette of Sublins. We are here in Tanzania, but we're able to participate and see what people are doing there, the pilgrims. So friends, with these limited spaces or specific places of times are now available globally and continuously. Live streaming rosaries from shrines such as Lourdes and Fatima attracts millions of participants worldwide, creating a sense of global spiritual communion. You see, we're able to create that kind of a spiritual communion with those people in Portuguese. For us, we are in Tanzania, but we participate. It may seem to be passive, but I feel like it's more of active because we engage and we feel that like we are there on the place itself. Scholars such as Heidi Campbell argued that digital religion allows believers to practice their faith beyond geographical and institutional boundaries. This is a very, very substantial point, my friends, in Christ Jesus, that we participate, the believers, they are able to move beyond their geographical location and institutional boundaries. We have had many devotions that are done in the world. But for us, we are here in Juko, but we participate, fostering what she calls a networking religion. For many people, especially migrants, the sick, and those in religious marginalized context, digital devotion becomes a lifeline rather than a substitute. I repeat this very good point, my friends, so that you may be able to understand it very clear. This very lady of ours, the scholar Heidi Campbell, she says, for many people, especially the migrants, the sick, and those in religious marginalized context, this very digital devotion becomes a lifeline rather than a substitute because they're able to participate, my friends, even if they are in a difficult moment or in a desert. But if they have the network, they're able to participate in this very digital square that we have or that we are speaking today. Another point that enables to understand the transformation of popular devotion in a digital age is about the transformation of community and participation. What does it mean? Digital popular devotions reshape the notion of a religious community. How? Instead of a physical gathering groups, believers today or now form a virtual prayer communities through WhatsApp groups, Facebook pages, and live streaming chats. I think, not only thinking, this one is a reality to each one of us. When you look on our phones, we'll see many chats, many groups. This group for devotion to Mother Mary of Guadalupe, this one I don't know for what and what. This is because we participate on the own understanding to make an branching of our own faith. These communities are often emotionally supportive and highly interactive. In which sense, by allowing immediate, instantly sharing of the intentions that we have or the believers have, sharing testimonials and encouragements. They are encouraged by participating in this platform. Like today we have this of ours. I'm sure that after listening from me, some of you will start creating this kind of a platform so that you may be able to transmit this very gospel for ours. People have their own particular devotion, individuals' devotion, so they may be able to form a group and share with people, and people they are really taking with emotion. So this is amazing. Let me engage. Let me go beyond. However, scholars such as Zimant Bauman warn that digital communities can become liquids. A very nice terminology, my friends. I repeat this one from the scholar Bauman warns that the digital communities can become a liquid. In which sense? By lacking the durability and the accountability embodied relationships. Sometimes it may weaken our relationship, but how now to do is to remain firm or steadfast from what we are receiving from this very platform that we have. While in a digital devotion fosters connection, my friend, this is very connection that we have from others. It may also encourage individualistic. It is true. All consumer-oriented spirituality, if not grounded in a parish and a sacramental life. So we need to have those people to guide us, even if we are the initiator of any devotion that it is there for us. Whatever devotion you see that's popular in the church is known by the apostolic see. It has been passed a long journey. approval, and approval. To be promulgated, my friend, it's not just a single day. It takes time. Even if we have hours, let us be sincere and persevere. We build on what we have, we cherish, then one day we shall prosper from what we have. Another point, the authority, authenticity, and the rise of a digital devotion influencers. How this happening? A striking feature of a digital devotion is a shift in religious authority, my friends. Social media allows a charismatic individual's priest. This is very fun, my friends. Religious and lay persons like to gain a larger followings and the spiritual influences. And we see many priests are doing this. If not priests, even lay people. Even for us, we are trying to do something. And it is seen by people, and people are able to participate and be able to gain something from us. While in this can be a powerful evangelizing tool. People are converted, my friend, from these platforms. You may hear, hey, I attended here, I listened from, I don't know, Professor who and who, but I'm taken. I feel like to go and confess and do this. It's because by this popular devotion that people are doing via WhatsApp, TikTok, and Facebook. It also raises concerns about a doctrinal accuracy. I am sure when you have this kind of a devotion, you have to be really very keen. Emotional manipulation and the commercialization of faith. Our late Papa Francis has warned against a spirituality driven by the spectacle and the superficiality, emphasizing that authenticity devotion must lead to conversions. So something may happen, friend, even if we attend rosaries via WhatsApp, let us, at least it may transform us. It may take us from one place to another place. My friend, transformation means closing over. You are in this side and then you close to the other side. Like what St. Paul was transformed from the life that he had of wickedness, killing the church, the people of the church. Then he became a man of God, a good evangelist in the entire world. So now, the late Pope Francis inviting us, me and you, that we should not remain on the level of attending or participating in these popular devotions in a digital square, but that kind of attendance, a participatory, may enable us, may move us to another place. May it transform us. I am Reuben today, I remain to be Reuben, but all those traits that defines me that are wrong to the society. At least I may change and look somebody. I think you get me clear, my friends. The challenge for the church is not to suppress digital creativity, but to accompany and discern its theological soundness. So the church is there to give us the way to move. Okay. So, my friends, let us have a good summary of our discussion of today. That the transformation of popular devotions in the age of social media represent neither a betrayal of tradition nor a critical embrace of novelty. Rather, it reflects the church's ongoing pilgrimage through history, carrying the treasure of faith into a new cultural landscapes. The digital square has expanded the reach of a popular devotion, allowing faith to cross borders and enter daily life in a groundbreaking ways. At the same time, it has introduced the challenges related to authority, embodiment, and authenticity that demands a careful theological reflection. So, From what we have had, ultimately popular devotions in a digital age must remain rooted in the mystery of the incarnation, that the Word was made flesh, where God meets humanity, not in abstraction but in a concrete communion and transformative ways, when guided by discernment and pastoral wisdom. Therefore, these digital popular devotions can become powerful instruments of evangelization, prayer, and hope in a world increasingly shaped by screens, yet still longing for transcendence. I wish to stop here, and I call you to say thank you, my friends, for having a good listening to me. I am here.
Okay, brother, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. Thank you for being patient because of the connection errors that are occurred. Well, regarding the topic, I would like to just ask you to say it again in a few words, or you can have your time for 3 to 5 minutes again kwa Kiswahili tu, just kwa Kiswahili, for somebody who has been listening or will be listening to get the connection at least right on in Kiswahili. Please, can you help kusema kwa Kiswahili presentation leo ilikuwa inahusu nini?
Asante kwa nafasi hii. Kwamba hii presentation leo ilikuwa inahusu kwamba kuna hizi, I don't know in Swahili, hizi devotion mbalimbali ambazo zinafanyika katika sehemu mbalimbali. Kipindi cha nyuma, masuala ya rosali, masuala ya kutembelea historical sites za watakatifu, labda kwenda kuhiji, tulikuwa tuzipati kwa urahisi zaidi au kwa wepesi. Baada ya sayansi na teknolojia kutuletea simu, kutuletea televisions na network na mitandao, umekuwa watu wa karibu wa kuungana na wenzetu, hata kama wako Ufaransa kule Lourdes, wako Fatima, wako Mexico. Tuna uwezo wa kusali na wao kwa kupitia njia ya simu tulizo nazo, kwa kutumia TV tulizo nazo, kwa kutumia Facebook tulizo nazo, na tunaweza kuimarishwa zaidi kupitia hii mitandao tulionao. Hicho ndio kwa kifupi tu, kwamba tumetoka katika tradition, katika utamaduni wetu wa kukutana pamoja, tunakutanika pamoja, tunasali. Ila sasa hivi hata kama niko Morogoro hapa, naweza nikatengeneza WhatsApp nikakali na watu walioko Mwanza. Inawezekana kwa sababu mtandao umeturahisishia. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana kwa ufupisho huu na namna ambavyo umeweka kwa kifupi kwamba hii digital square au digital environment ambayo ipo katika namna mbalimbali za ambazo umeonyesha kwa kipindi cha nyuma na kipindi cha sasa, kabla ya social media na baada ya social media. Kwa nakushukuru kwa kuonyesha hiyo comparison mbili. Labda niulize tu swali kwamba sisi ambao ni wa hii age ya social media, kuna hasara gani za kutumia devotions katika kipindi hiki cha digital age, kwamba hii ni more chronic, kwamba kwa sababu ya hii hatuwezi kuendelea? Ni ipi?
Kwamba tukisema hasara pase, tunakuwa tunashinda kuipa uzito hii sayansi na teknolojia. In which sense? Kwamba sasa hivi wewe dati umekuwa na uwezo wa kunisikiliza mimi ninakufundisha kuhusu jinsi gani vitu vinaweza vikavi transformed, ni kwa sababu uko kwako, nipo kwangu na unanisikiliza.
Ndio.
Danger inakuja pale Unaponisikiliza na unabaki katika level ya kunisikiliza na ufanyi tafakari ya kile kitu ambacho umenisikiliza. Unaweza kwa televisheni tukabaki pale again vitu tunayaacha pale pale, ila tukifanya an internalization of what we have heard from people, tunapata ile hisia kwamba kumbe hiki kitu kina umuhimu. Kile kitendo cha kusema kitu kina umuhimu, tayari umeanza hatua ya kujiponya, ya kuchukulia kile kitu kwa uzito zaidi. Nadhani mimi tusipeleke kwenye negativity tu. Negativity ndio pale tu mtu anaposhindwa kujitambua na kubaki katika level ya kusema nimesali basi. Je, kusali kwa kumsaidia nini? Kumekuunganisha na Mungu kupitia hiyo safu au la? Yes.
Asante sana. Manake lawama haipasi kuanza kwa kweli, kama inakuja ni baada ya kushindwa kufanyia kazi kilicho presentiwa.
Yes.
Okay. Basi nashukuru sana kwa moment hii ambayo tumeweza kujadiliana. Labda ni kuombe kwa nafasi kabla ya kufunga, labda unaweza ukawa na ushauri gani wa kutoa kupitia presentation hii, just in case mambo mengi tuliyojadiliana yamesahaulika. Kipi ungeona paragraph hii au kwa maelezo haya tunaweza tukabaki nayo, au ni muhimu tutembee nayo tunapoelekea katika wiki mbili nyingine kabla ya topic presentation ya katika Catholic Wing series?
Nadhani mimi naomba tutembee na hii conclusion na nitaisoma. A very wonderful conclusion that we have in our today's discussion. Nitasoma.
Sawa.
Kwamba the transformation of popular devotions in the age of social media represent neither a betrayal of tradition nor an uncritical embrace of novelty. Rather, it reflects the church's ongoing pilgrimage through history, carrying the treasure of faith into a new cultural landscape. The digital scholar has expanded the reach of popular devotions, allowing faith to cross borders and enter a daily life in a groundbreaking ways. At the same time, it has introduced challenges related to the authority, embodiments, and authenticity that demands a careful theological reflection. I think this one is a beautiful summary of our discussions.
Thank you very much, brother. Please, may God bless you as you journey through life, but especially in your endeavor, showing passion for spiritual and theological reflections of themes. So now, without waste time, please may we say a word of conclusion as we wind up our topic for today.